Welcome to Trust in God, where every psalm becomes a journey to draw you closer to God's heart. Today we reflect on Psalm 29, a majestic chapter that reveals the overwhelming power of God's voice and His unmatched authority over all creation. If you've ever felt small in the storms of life, if you've longed to hear God speak amidst chaos, this psalm is for you. It's not just about thunder and lightning. It's about the awe-inspiring voice of the Lord that brings both fear and peace. Before we begin, take a moment to like this video if God's power gives you strength. Comment, "The Lord is mighty," or 2929 to declare your faith, and subscribe to Trust in God to follow every psalm from 1 to 150. Let's now open our hearts and minds to the glory and majesty of the Lord as revealed in Psalm 29. Verses 1 to 2. The call to worship. Ascribe to the Lord, O heavenly beings, ascribe to the Lord glory and strength. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due His name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of holiness. The psalm begins not on earth, but in the heavens, calling angels and all heavenly beings to give God the glory He deserves. This is not just a suggestion. It's a divine command to acknowledge God's majesty, strength, and holiness. If even the angels are summoned to worship, how much more should we, the redeemed, lift our voices in praise? Before we continue, take a moment to comment "God is glorious," and subscribe to Trust in God for more inspiring psalms. Verses 3 to 4. The voice over the waters. The voice of the Lord is over the waters. The God of glory thunders, the Lord over many waters. The voice of the Lord is powerful. The voice of the Lord is full of majesty. These verses paint a vivid image of God's voice echoing over the seas. It's a reminder that God's authority reaches even the most untamable parts of nature. His voice is not soft or passive. It is thunderous, commanding, and filled with majesty. Are you going through deep waters in your life? Trust that His voice is above it all. Verses 5 to 6, shaking earthly powers. The voice of the Lord breaks the cedars. The Lord breaks the cedars of Lebanon. He makes Lebanon skip like a calf, and Sirion like a young wild ox. The cedar trees of Lebanon were symbols of strength and pride. Yet, God's voice shatters them with ease. Even the strongest powers in our lives, be it fear, pride, or worldly influence, are no match for the voice of the Lord. He can uproot what seems unmovable and shake nations into submission. Verses 7 to 9, fire, wilderness, and birth. The voice of the Lord flashes forth flames of fire. The voice of the Lord shakes the wilderness. The Lord shakes the wilderness of Kadesh. The voice of the Lord makes the deer give birth and strips the forest bare. And in His temple all cry, "Glory!" Here, God's voice is seen in lightning, earthquakes, and even in the trembling of life being born. This shows that God's voice brings both disruption and creation. It humbles the proud and breathes life into the broken. And what is the only response in His temple? A thunderous cry of glory. If you feel shaken or stripped bare, know that God is working even in the shaking. Comment "Glory" to God below if you believe His voice is still speaking today. Verse 10 to 11. From storm to peace. The Lord sits enthroned over the flood. The Lord sits enthroned as King forever. The Lord gives strength to His people. The Lord blesses His people with peace. From chaos to calm. This psalm ends with a beautiful promise. God is enthroned forever. He is not panicked by storms. He doesn't lose control in the floods of life. He reigns above it all, and from his throne he gives strength and peace to his people. Whatever you're going through, you are not alone. The God who speaks in thunder is the same God who whispers peace to your soul. Thank you for joining us in this journey through Psalm 29. Isn't it incredible how the voice of the Lord is both terrifying and tender, mighty and merciful? If this psalm stirred your heart, please like the video to help others discover God's truth. Comment "God still speaks" or 29:29 to declare your trust in him, and subscribe to Trust in God so you never miss a new psalm or devotional. Want more encouragement? Go back and watch Psalm 23, "The Lord is my shepherd," or reflect on Psalm 27, "The Lord is my light and salvation." And don't miss what's next. Psalm 30 is coming soon, and you won't want to miss the victory that's promised there. Until next time, keep listening for his voice. Trust in God, and let every storm bring you closer to his glory.